like where Ovieteme is,
yes.
where they haven't even received their, their voting material. It really makes you worry and wonder if there's going to be an extension, for those kind of places. But
I think what the law says is that once you have voters line up for accreditation and voting, until the last person casts his ballot, you cannot leave the place. Okay, so the images we're now seeing will be where Ovieteme is, isn't it? And that's the candidate of the PDP, Aswed Godalu, with his wife
right there, Ifeyinwa Igodalo. Yes, just right beside
Igodalo is at his, award and polling unit, and is giving a briefing to the media to his view on what is happening. Can we quickly take a look at Saturday Telegraph while we're waiting for clearer images from Edo State?
Yeah, like you rightfully said, a lot of the papers today are focusing on the Edo governorship elections. The major headline there reads, respect processes, people's wills in Edo polls. Tinubu tells parties and supporters as 2.2 million voters determine Igodalo, Okpebolo, Akpata, others' fates today. Election is a golden opportunity for INEC to redeem image, group tells Yakubu, and the CSO expresses concern over the security situation and likely vote buying in the state. Right beside that story there is NMPCL moves to revive $29.8 million brass OK's LNG projects. That's more of that on page 8.
That's a good thing for the NMPC
Definitely
to do, but what will be important will be for NMPC to stop playing the role of, as they say, a side chick, when you already have four. When you have four, you can have 4 refineries and then subjecting yourself to becoming a mere distributor, to the Dangote refineries. Where are we? Fuel is still, very expensive, still scarce in many areas. I think that, like many Nigerians are saying, the NNPC will need to do a lot better than they are currently doing.
Well, they are stating that the brass LNG and OK LNG are the 2 energy projects with the potential of manifold economic benefits for the country, which include job creation, revenue generation, and economic diversification. But we'll continue to monitor that story. Just under the headline there reads, how worsening economic conditions trigger mental health crisis. Specific pronouncements can only be based on data, as according to Professor Gureje, conditions that predispose to mental health disorders on the increase, and hospital records suggest a steady rise, says Ume. Now that's something to be worried about, because we do know that our economic situation, we're in a very dire economic situation. So to know that that can trigger mental health directly really has me worried.
Okay. And from this coming from Dr. Ume, saying conditions that predispose to mental health disorders on the increase, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, and then hospital records suggest a steady rise. We should be very worried about this type of a thing, because when the argument about how people are suffering, how people are struggling to cope, people tend to say, oh, but when you go to the beaches, when you go to the nightclubs, you see a lot of people. I think that that's an unfair a response from those who may be better off, and because what we are witnessing is that many people on a daily basis are slipping, further down in poverty, and not just that they are being poor, they are now on the edge of mental, instability.
Definitely.
That's an important thing to worry about as citizens, and especially as government.
All right, then. Thank you so much for that, Mr. Stebo. We're going back now, diving back into the Edo gubernatorial elections happening today. And joining me live from Iyaro, her 3rd location today, Christy McCauley. If you can just bring us up to speed. I can see there's a huge turnout of voters standing under the rain there. Can you bring us up to speed and let us know what's going on ground?
This is the Ministry of Education, Iyaro. This is where we have the governorship candidates of the Labour Party. He's out here, he has voted, and we have large turnout of voters here. This ward is, this voting center has the highest, number of units. We have almost 30-something units, about 36 units in one particular place in Iyaro. The candidate of the Labour Party, Mr. Olumide Akpata, has just voted, and we are waiting to talk to him. In a short while, we are going to have him here. We are going to speak to him. But it's raining. The weather is not friendly at all. The people are still hanging in. They are still here. They want to participate. They want to cast their votes, and they are still waiting despite the downpour.
What do you say, Christy, in terms of the turnout so far?
Okay.
In terms of the turnout so far, has it been impressive? Yes, the weather is not friendly, but in terms of turnout, voter turnout, are you impressed?
Yep.
What does it look like?
Yes. The turnout, we have appreciable number of persons here. The turnout is high. I told you we have about the highest number of polling units at this particular center. We have almost 36 polling units here. So it is expected that we're going to have this much of crowd.
All right. I wonder if there has been, rightfully, when we spoke to another correspondent, Charles, earlier, if there had been any complaints or observations about forms of electoral malpractice or, just affecting the general perception of fairness and transparency in the process. I'm making reference to the point that he made where there were persons that had showed up at the polling units who were not necessarily recognized by those in that environment. Have we had any similar situation there in Iyaro or otherwise?
For now, everywhere is calm. No any reports of malpractice and all of that. But here in Iyaro, if you're talking about malpractice, it's not going to be now. It is a common thing here. You have to wait till maybe much later. It happened in 2023. When it was about 2:30, 3 o'clock, there were gunshots here. So we don't know, maybe because of security presence here, maybe it will change. But normally in Edo, if you are familiar with the way people vote in Edo, you will know that if we are going to have any crisis, it's going to be far, maybe about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It's always like that here.
Oh, okay, Christy, we're not expecting any crisis, and we're hoping that, the situation will be different this year. But what is important, actually, is that you said that the candidate of the Labour Party, Olumide Akpata, has cast his ballot. Where is he now, and at what point is he coming out to speak with the media, especially Arise TV? Are you able to get him to speak with us?
In a short while. We're going to get him to speak with us in a short while. You know how it is with journalists here.
But where did he disappear to after casting his ballot? Where is he now at the moment?
We are getting him. He's coming.
Okay.
He's walking towards me.
Okay.
He's walking towards me right now.
All right.
You can see him.
Okay.
He's walking towards me right now.
Yes.
He's walking towards me right now. Good day, sir.
Hi, Polly. Christine, come on for rain.
No, okay. Let's. I'm fine. It's part of it. It's part of it. You have done what you are here to do. You have voted.
Yes.
You're satisfied. Are you impressed with the turnout of voters here?
Yeah, I'm impressed with. This is my polling unit. I'm very impressed. And the feedback I'm getting from around the country is that people are coming out. The rain will set us back a bit, but I'm sure once it subsides, the people will be here. So I'm quite impressed. The people are hungry for a change. And so this is it's symbolic. It just tells you that the people want to see, that things turn around in Edo State. So I'm very hopeful that those who are superintending over elections, those who are superintending over this process, will allow the will of the people prevail. Because the people have come out.
Yes.
And once you allow their will prevail, we have had a good day.
What about the exercise, the voting process? You liked it? Was it free, fast?
For me, it was fast. But you cannot use my experience to judge the process.
Yeah.
It went well for me, perfect, seamless. I hope that is the experience of every Edo voter. So I'm going to reach out and get the feedback to know whether or not this is how it has worked out for everybody. For me, everything went well. The machine worked perfectly, captured me. I got my ballot paper. I went into the booth. I thumbprinted where you would imagine I would thumbprint. And then I put it in the ballot box, and that was done. 3 minutes, 4 minutes, it was done. But is that the experience of every Edo voter? The jury is out on that. Time will tell.
So you are hopeful right now?
I am pumped, optimistic, Christian. We have this one. We've got this one. The Edo people will speak loud and clear today. The Edo people will speak loud and clear today.
Thank you very much. You just heard from the Labour Party governorship candidate for Edo 2024, Mr. Olumide Akpata. We are still here at the Ministry of Education in Yaro, where he has voted, and there are so many voters here too on ground, waiting to perform their own exercise.
All right, then. Thank you so much, Christy Macaulay. We appreciate you being on ground there covering the Edo governorship elections live. While the governorship candidate of the All Progressives Congress, Senator Monday Okpebholo, speaks with Rise correspondent Charles Eruka. Let's hear from him.
Yes, it did take a while. Yes, so now that you finally cast your ballot, what exactly are your feelings about this exercise?
I feel very good. Edo is about to be liberated. INEC, they are on the right track. They are trying their best. And I believe they are going to improve more of this. Today is perfect, what I can see in my place. In other places, 1 or 2 persons have come to say things are okay, moving perfectly. So for now, there's no problem.
Now, okay, you've gotten reports, but from your own personal experience, what exactly, what would you say about the conduct of the polls itself? Usually there are always controversies and questions, but then in your